Welcome to this installment of Ceuga Solutions training videos. Today we're going to look at the custom function design for Google Sheets spreadsheets. This is particularly useful because it will allow you to create custom functionalities such as formulas that can be pretty large and complex. And that way you can make it so that it is easier on the long run. Let's start off by opening up. By right-clicking, select Google Sheets. This creates a brand new Google Sheet, and we're going to call it, as soon as it's done loading, Custom Function Training. Now, if you are uncertain what exactly is a function would be essentially when you end up adding a equal sign first in a cell and say you do sum and you do a value. Now, what you're seeing there is a function that is a automated formula, which just takes a particular input and gives you the return that you want from that input. Now, what we want to do is something more along the lines of creating a function that does something beyond what was originally available through Google Sheets. So first we're going to click on Tools, go down to Script Editor. Script Editor opens up its own subfile. Now this here has the particular functionality of allowing you to create code behind your spreadsheet. I won't go too deep into it now, but it actually allows you also to tap into a lot of other skills within Google that you can afterwards do such things as mail merge or auto reporting, but that'll be for a future instance. In this case, we're going to keep the name of the function. We're going to call it my function. We're going to add an input. All right. And now what you're going to be needing to do is pretty much defining what the function does and then define a return. Now, what I like to do is primarily have a variable who will be holding the final value. So I'm calling it my return, right? And we're going to have the return command with my return. Now, what I'm doing here is essentially stating that when I run my function, I'm going to provide one input, and whatever I end up doing with that input, I'm going to save over to the my return variable. And whenever I'm done with whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to return it to my return. Now, let's start off by doing something simple with it. In this case, we're going to do is say that my return equals 2 times the inputs. Now, let me explain the simplicity of this for the time being. So the function name, what is being captured, what I'm going to be saving. So here's, I'm saving into my return that I want to duplicate whatever input I'm placing for my function, and I'm going to return that. Now, let's save it. Now you'll see it's going to ask for project name, so let's just give it something simple. Custom function sample. Okay. Now with this now saved, if we go back to the spreadsheet, you'll see that you can do equals my function 2. So in this case we have equals my function 1. That gave me a 2. Let's switch it out. Let's do 5. That gave me a 10. Now this is currently doing exactly what I'm telling it to do within this custom functionality. So let me do this a little bit different in display so that it's a little bit easier for everybody. All right, so let's zoom in. So I am going to take this and let's add a little bit more complexity. So I'm going to do 2 times the inputs divided by 43. Just throwing a random number, adding a little bit more complexity. And now what I'm going to do though, to make things a little bit easier, is I'm going to change this 5 to reference P1, so that way anytime I change P1, you'll see it updates the formula. Now you'll notice every time I change this formula, let's say I do minus, save, it automatically adjusts so that any item within the spreadsheet using that custom function will automatically get adjusted to whatever it is that formula is doing. I wish to point out though, it is not limited to only numbers. You can actually get a little bit more creative and my return equals number. Add text. Something as simple as a quick introduction as to what I'm doing and the input. The moment I save, you will see that the subject itself has changed. Now, the reason I wish to point this out is there are going to be times when you are doing particular calculations and you want to have something to come forth in the simplest manners. And you want to make it in a way so that whenever this is being used, be it by either you or somebody else, this is as straightforward as possible. So this allows you the opportunity to take whatever you want to do within the cells as a validation of the variable you're giving it. In this case, the 3. Anytime you want to throw in that number, you're going to be able to do all the background mathematics and provide a nice simplistic reply. That concludes the simplicity of creating your custom functionality. If at any time you got any questions, concerns, or constructive criticism on any of my videos, please feel free to reach out to me at my email address, jvargas.sayuga@gmail.com. I always welcome any and all requests and recommendations. My goal is to create videos that are going to be of use for anybody and everybody. So until next time, thank you for watching.